All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Weeknights, where we give you the latest, the greatest, and the shameless, mostly from the famous. I'm your girl, Dash. I hate that I do that. I hate that I am from the millennial era where, we start everything with I'm your girl. I'm not your girl. I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really. This is my co-host.
Hi, I'm JD, aka because you always make me nervous when you start. This is my co-host. I'll be like, oh, here it goes.
I was gonna introduce you, but you don't like for me to introduce you, so.
No, thank you. I'm JD Nero, aka He Who
Oh.
Pods, aka Rearview Mirror. That's me.
And yeah, so we're here to talk about J. Cole and Bad Bunny and J. Cole and Bad Bunny only. So.
That's it. That's it. I think we should start with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, let's start with Bad Bunny.
All right,
Super
great.
Bowl was Sunday night.
Yeah.
I don't know who won the game. I don't care.
The Seattle
But there was a
Seahawks.
game. Oh, sure. There was a game.
Yeah.
That wasn't any of my concern. My concern was Bad Bunny. The Super Bowl halftime show. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get to Bad Bunny, my concern was also Coco Jones. Coco Jones sang what we know as the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. She did
Right.
beautifully. She paid homage to Whitney Houston with her
I saw that.
outfit. It was impeccable. No notes. Coco has a beautiful voice and knows what to do with it. That's all I have to
Right.
say about that.
And then we get to halftime.
And then we get to halftime. Where Bad Bunny. Bad motherfucking Bunny was the headliner of the Super Bowl halftime show this year. And he did not disappoint.
Nope.
He did not
Not us
disappoint.
anyway.
What'd you say?
I said not us anyway.
Not us. Well, a whole bunch of people who wanted to be disappointed by it, and so they were. And yeah, but he did. I thought he did a fine job. I loved the visuals. I thought the visuals were great. I mean, the sugarcane fields. I love that the I love that the grass turned out to be people. I didn't catch that watching it. I caught that once everybody started posting about it. I was like, wait, how did I not even realize that that's what was happening?
Yeah, they actually showed them before this halftime show started.
Yeah.
The commercial
Yeah.
right before, you saw them like getting in line and stuff.
Yeah,
And
I just
standing,
didn't.
and standing up straight.
It just didn't occur to me. You see something, but you're not really thinking about it. So I just went along with it, and then it wasn't until after it was pointed out that I was like, oh wait a minute.
Yep.
So Bad Bunny was decked out in Zara,
Oh, is
which
that what he was wearing? Zara
he was wearing.
clothes?
He was wearing Zara. Zara is a Spanish brand.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Zara originated in Spain. So, yeah.
Okay.
So there was a lot of cultural references. I mean, I feel like you're better at recalling exactly what he did as far as his set design than I am. So, jump in whenever you.
Well, before we get to set design, I just thought
Yeah.
whether you're a fan of Bad Bunny or not, this was great.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Bad Bunny, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed this. This was great. I didn't have any criticism about it.
Yeah.
They did all this great music. They said the world is gonna dance,
And the
and
world
they
did
did.
dance.
And the world danced. And the world danced to different types of Spanish music. He gave you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I thought that was great. Even the Lady Gaga flip was good. And I saw
Yeah.
Lady Gaga up there. I said, the fuck they about to do? Because this ain't that. And then Lady Gaga bust out the song to the Spanish beat. And I said, oh, this is great. Then they even gave you out an old school Spanish song with the horns. Very traditional style. I said, oh, he's really doing it. He's giving it to all genres. So
Yeah.
whether you like reggaeton or old school salsa, you got a little bit of all of it.
It was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get to set design, I think that's the thing we got to point out, that people were saying, "Oh, no one's gonna know this music, and no one's gonna understand this music," and
You
whether
don't
you
have to.
understood it or not, it was super hot fire.
Yeah, people have people have been making the point that everybody loved the Macarena and danced
Exactly.
along,
And
and
then
there
know
was
what the fuck was
no
being said.
didn't know, didn't care, and was still dancing along with it. So this is no different than
Exactly.
that. And we talked about this recently, where music doesn't have to be in your native tongue in order for you to enjoy music. That's not what music. That's not how music functions. Um, it's just it's just an ignorant way to think about it. I don't think there's any I don't think there's any other way to describe it,
Hmm.
because music is not just about words.
No.
Words is one part of music.
Yeah.
And while words are important,
Yeah.
it is
They're
not
not
the
the only
entire
piece.
thing. And
No,
it
they're not the
doesn't
only piece of the puzzle.
it doesn't hinder your experience. I mean, maybe it hinders your experience in the sense that there's something you don't understand that you want to understand, or maybe you don't want to understand it, but you're having difficulty with the fact that there is something you're hearing that you don't know what it is. That happens, sure. That happens when you're watching a foreign film. That happens, like, of course. But that doesn't mean that you can't find value in it. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing about it. And
Right.
I think that's where some of the criticisms, it's like, so it wasn't in English. Okay.
Yeah,
You know what
it
else
was tough.
isn't in English? When you go to other countries and you want to drink up their wine,
Right.
and you go to Mexico and you want to drink margaritas and tequila and this and that. You go to other places and people typically, yeah, a lot of times you'll be able to find people who are speaking English because of the way that the country we live in has projected that onto everyone else. But really, you go there and you manage when people are speaking in their native tongue. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the show was great. Going to the set designs, we got house parties, we got Puerto Rico, we got piraguas, we got barbershops, we got a lot of things. What we got was Bad Bunny showing people a message, really.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bunny showed how Hispanic culture has impacted the United States in great ways.
Yep.
That was the point of it. It was to show you where your barbers, where the people on the electric poles,
Mm-hmm.
working for Con Ed or PSE&G or whatever company you got.
Mm-hmm.
We are the people selling the ices on the corner. We're the people
Mm-hmm.
making the good drinks. He had all these and bodegas, right? Bodegas, all
Yes.
these different things, and he also made history in a way that I really didn't expect. And off camera, you called it when the Grammys happened. When the Grammys happened, me and you were talking, and you said, "Oh yeah, he's got like the package." I said, "What do you mean the package?" You said, "Yeah, he's got the whole Grammy Super Bowl thing." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah," which is interesting because usually they're separate intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, "Yeah, but I don't think so this time." And you were right, because not only did we get all of that, but we got Bad Bunny a snippet of his Grammy speech and him giving the Grammy to the little boy.
Yeah.
This is not a Grammy. Anyway, and I said, whoa, he just merged these two behemoths that historically have been pretty separate. A couple years ago, there was a big stink about The Weeknd not being able to perform at the Grammys because he was performing at the Super Bowl. And there was a huge
Yeah.
think about that. And so this was really, really interesting, a huge part of history that people probably are going to be talking about for a long time. Those in the know, those who pay attention, because perhaps that will be something that changes moving forward. I don't think this is just going to be a one-time thing. So you were right, and that was awesome to see as well. I think he covered all the bases.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, I didn't know this. My dad told me this. My dad says that there's an old Hispanic artist that ended his song the same way Bad Bunny ended the Super Bowl. That he not only like shouting out all of the Hispanic countries. Yeah, he got that from an old Hispanic song, and basically said it even in the same order as the other guy. And so I said, "Oh, look at that." So yeah, Bad Bunny did a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of nods to a lot of different things, and I thought he killed it. He did a great job,
Mm-hmm.
both with producing the message he wanted to give out, and also with the performance itself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and his message that continued from the Grammys, which is that love is more powerful than hate.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, okay, so I didn't recognize every flag that was there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it wasn't just
It was supposed to be like all of South America.
in the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
because Grenada was there,
Mm-hmm.
Guyana was there, which is in South America. Because because of course my family starts texting. I didn't catch it, but I must have blinked because it was right in the front. But
Mm-hmm.
my family starts texting and they're like, "Is that a Guyanese flag?" And I'm like, "Was it? Was it? Was I
You was
dancing too much and did not
probably,
realize?"
yeah, you was probably having too good of a time.
And then sure enough, all for just so you know, all the Guyanese local publications
Of course,
have taken video and like
yeah,
screenshot video and photo
of
of this,
course,
and
yeah,
we're very proud to be
yeah,
have been a part of Bad Bunny's performance.
yeah, and rightfully
But
so.
it was beautiful, and it felt so familiar to me. And I don't know if uh, you know, people from the Caribbean, people from South America will say the same thing, right? Like I it felt so familiar. The sugarcane fields, the just every first of all to live to be a child of Caribbean parents, but to also live in a place like grow up in a place like New York. Um, I'm not talking about Long Island, um, but to grow up
Why did Long Island? Why I can't even talk? Why did
because
Long
it's not the
Island just
same.
get a shot bust at him?
Because it's not the same. It's
I
not this. It's not this. It's not the same experience.
know, but where'd that come from? Like, why?
Well,
Why
I
did that
say
just?
because I think okay, so sometimes, most of the time, I'm fine with New York is New York and New York City is New York City, and that's that. But when we're talking about specific cultural experiences, you don't have those specific cultural experiences everywhere in New York. So that's why I said that. And if it's a cheap shot, I don't really mean it in that way. I mean it more in that everybody didn't have that experience. You
Yeah, it's more
grew
of a
up in
five boroughs thing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I grew up in Brooklyn. Like I grew up in East Flatbush. I mean, there was uh Caribbean culture everywhere, Spanish culture everywhere, not very far from where I lived or, where I lived. So it feels very familiar, like you said, the barber shop, there's so many different things that to me were a symbol not only of the where my family's cultural identity is, but also just being a New Yorker,
Mhm.
and where that identity comes from. So that's what I mean, and no shade, if you're from Long Island,
All the
but
shade.
I mean, but I think it's true. I don't think a person growing up in, I don't know, uh, Flatbush or Harlem or wherever, right? Washington Heights, we could list a bunch of places, had the same experience as, anyway. So, but that's what I mean when I say it's very New York, because I also feel like people have this idea of New York that is like the Sex and the City version of New York, which is not the same experience. And
Got
so
it.
I'm just establishing that, you know, that is a very local experience. But nonetheless, I thought it was beautiful. I loved it. I thought it was great. No, I didn't understand every word, and no, I didn't know every song. I knew quite a bit of them, but I didn't know all of them, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. As long as he's not saying nothing crazy, it's fine. And if you really
You
want to know
got
what he's saying, if you really want translations,
there's an app for that.
go on the internet. Y'all go on the internet for everything else.
Right.
You could simply just go seek out the information. It's there. It is there.
Yeah. And you know what
But
else
yeah.
was there? Celebrity Row. We got our own little celebrity row in front of
Oh
of
yeah,
the
and we
house
didn't even
party.
talk about the features yet. Features.
Well, that's kind of where I was heading. I already mentioned Lady Gaga, but
Yeah.
you got to see Jessica Alba, Cardi
Mhm.
B, and
Mhm.
everybody's favorite guy.
Pedro
Everyone's favorite.
Pascal, influencer Alex Earl.
Oh, I didn't know that person.
I don't. I never. I hear the name all the time and would not know the person if I saw them on the street. But I did see the name listed with everybody else's names. Um, who else? Oh,
Those are the people I
okay.
know who were there.
They were there, and we might be missing a name or two from there. But then Ricky Martin performed.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. People were like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "He looked exactly the same." What do you mean?
He
Who's
didn't
that?
look exactly the same, but
Yes, he did.
I
He
hear
just had a
you.
beard. That was the only difference.
And his hair wasn't it? Did his hair used to be more curly?
No,
He looked different to me. I know
he
you said that,
just got a
but
beard. That's it. Just got a beard. That's it. But Ricky Martin sounded great.
he did.
He did his thing, and I already mentioned Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga did her hit record with Bruno Mars. I'll be honest. I thought Bruno Mars was gonna come out, but he didn't.
I thought Cardi B
And
was gonna be somewhere not in the corner in the pit. I thought she was gonna be performing with
yeah,
him.
yeah. I thought that Cardi B was definitely going to perform with him, especially because, as my daughter pointed out, they have music together.
Yeah, they do.
Um, I'm really glad though that Bruno Mars did not come out. The Super Bowl has seen Bruno Mars enough.
And that's probably why he didn't.
Yeah.
Also, I know that people had hoped that Daddy Yankee would change his mind.
Oh, I'll be honest. When they started playing the Gasolina beat, I was like, uh
Yeah.
oh, you about to bring Daddy Yankee out this bitch?
No,
But he
Daddy
didn't.
Yankee has honed in on his faith, and he said he would only do it if Bad Bunny wanted to perform some of his music, and
Yeah. And Bad Bunny declined.
yeah, Bad Bunny. Did you know Bad Bunny was 31?
No, I don't know much about Bad Bunny. Let me make that clear.
I just learned that, and I was like, really? Oh, okay. I didn't realize he was okay. But anyway, I would have preferred to see Cardi B or Daddy Yankee over Lady Gaga. That is my only
Yeah.
complaint.
And the Ricky
I,
Martin thing was good, but I was like, I don't really know why he's here.
oh, I think I
Especially
get
because
why he was there.
cause what he did was not what we know him for.
No, which is also why we didn't recognize him.
I was like, this sounds beautiful, but this is not living La Vida Loca.
Right, and that's why people were like, "Who is that man up
You know what I'm saying?
there?"
I was waiting
Who
for him
is
to bust
that
it out. I was
man?
like, oh, this slow ballad type thing is beautiful. But when he's going to bring out the living La Vida Loca, he didn't do it. No living La Vida Loca.
He should have.
I thought it would have fit right in. But he chose to show us he still got a voice on him and gave us a little something different. And I said, okay.
Upside, inside out, just live
Yeah,
la
you know what I'm
vida
saying?
loca.
Right. That's what I thought was going to happen. But he didn't. You know.
Um, yeah,
And the wedding that no one will shut up about.
because it was real.
Props to the people who got married. I knew it
Yeah,
was real
congratulations to
I knew it
them.
was real when Bad Bunny went up to them and said in Spanish, "It's okay, dance and have fun." Dance, dance. It's okay.
Yeah, I figured it was real. I figured,
When he said that, I was like, oh, this is a real wedding. Okay.
yeah,
He was like, it's
yeah,
fine. Go ahead. Come on, dance. Dance and have a good time. And I was like,
yeah.
they really got married up there.
They
Nice.
really got married up there. I mean, what a way to get married.
What a way to get married.
I dig that.
Can you imagine being the friend of the woman who got married, like one of her peoples? You, you never gonna be able to top it. Just stay single. Like, it's over.
Just don't even. Everybody
Never.
elope. Okay.
Everybody just elope, get married on the low. Don't even say nothing, okay? Because I don't know her name, but let's just call her Jennifer. Okay? You're never gonna top Jennifer's wedding in the crew.
No, never.
Okay? It's over.
Got married at the Super Bowl.
With I'm about to say with Daddy Yankee, excuse me. With Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
It's over.
Bad Bunny was her witness. Can you imagine telling that story?
No, we all were witness.
Who was the witness? Well, I mean the person who
the
signed
world.
the paper.
130 million people viewing. That's who was the witness.
Who was the witness at your wedding? Everybody.
Everybody. The world.
The world.
All of television plus streaming numbers. That's who.
Bad Bunny and Cardi B.
I think I have the numbers too. Me and my dad got into a bit of a debate, and he texted me some numbers. 134 million people to 140 million people. That's the
wild.
That was the number range that was given for Bad Bunny, and that's television, not streaming numbers. So yeah.
And they said that's the highest. I mean, I always say that's the highest.
My dad says otherwise, but that was our debate. But
well, I also the reason why I don't get hung up on those numbers is because what should it be? Should the number go down? The number should be going up. Like
he says, the number is not going up. That's my dad's argument. My dad says, I don't know if this is true. I did not check the numbers, but my dad says Michael Jackson was 140 million, and that's the highest. So I don't know, man. I don't know, and I don't care, honestly, because I didn't come here to do that comparative thing. To me, I just feel like it was a great show, and that's what matters.
Michael Jackson. They said Michael Jackson was actually 133 million. I mean, it's close. I think that it should always be at least steady. It should be at least flat to what it was the previous year. If it's not, then they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not doing their job. But
gotcha.
You know, that's just from an advertising lady, so.
I just care that it was a good show, and it was.
I agree. I guess my point is we shouldn't get caught up in those numbers. I don't think that's what's important. Because it should be higher. Every time you do something big like that, you should be trying to at the very least be as high as your highest or higher than.
Got it.
So if that's what they did, that's what they were supposed to do.
Because you don't want to you don't want to fall off.
You don't want to fall off. Okay. All right. You want to stop talking about Bad Bunny? That's your way of telling me it's time to move on.
I mean, if you got more to say, say it.
No. I think I said it.
I don't want to silence black women. Okay, never.
Thank you. Especially after Bad Bunny told us that, you know, we all matter. Okay?
Yep, that's right.
So the Fall Off came out on Friday, February 6th. That's what we'd been waiting for.
Yep.
J. Cole's new album.
Should I pull up one of the many explainers?
Sure. J. Cole's intended, I'm going to use his language, J. Cole's intended last album. Anybody who starts something with I had intentions to, past tense, had intentions to, is no longer doing the thing they're saying they had intentions to do. I just want y'all to know that. So I don't want to hear anybody talking about how this is J. Cole's last album. It's not. Unless something happens.
That's a problem. And that's where we gotta start.
Okay.
So this thing is a long ass explainer. I'm going to skip the first half. I'm going to start in the bottom half of this. J.
Okay.
Cole says, The Fall Off, a double album made with intentions to be my last, brings the concept of my first project full circle. Disc 29 tells a story of me returning to my hometown at age 29, a decade after moving to New York, accomplishing what would have seemed impossible to most. I was at a crossroads with the three loves of my life, my woman, my craft, and my city. Disc 39 gives insight to my mindset during a similar trip home, this time as a 39-year-old man, older and a little closer to peace. Without giving away too much more, here is the back cover of The Fall Off. All pictures in this version of the album were shot by me. The front and back covers are photographs I took when I was 15. The back cover that includes the track list is a picture I took of the walls in my bedroom at the time. Thank you to every artist and photographer that cleared these pictures. I woke up every morning as a teenager, quite literally looking up to y'all. When this album releases, please know that you, in some deeper, metaphysical type way, are in the music too. That is one of many J. Cole explainers.
I mean, that was a nice description he gave us.
Yeah, so The Fall Off came out, 24 songs, an hour and 41 minutes. 1 hour and 41 minutes. That's how you feel. Yawn. Okay.
I think some of these songs could have been an email. I know this is going to be a controversial take.
Could have been an email?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
What does that even mean?
You know how people say a meeting could have been an email?
Oh.
I wish you would have gotten it. It makes the joke less funny that you didn't get it.
Sorry, I'm not in the corporate world anymore, so you know.
But you've sent emails.
Yeah.
Anyway. I was just jumping right in, but...
Go for it. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I've said before that I don't love long albums, so...
Yep.
I'm already stressed going into this.
Yep. Me
I'm
too.
going to tell you that right now. I was already stressed going into this.
Me too, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's double dutch a little bit here. Let's ping pong a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
If this the last album, a double disc for the last album, that's a tall order, my nigga. A double disc for the last album, you reaching already.
Yes.
Because in hip hop, there's really only 2 double albums that niggas revere. Only 2. Ready to Die and All Eyes on Me. Those are the only 2.
Yep.
So already you putting yourself in competition with those. Because there are others.
It has to
there are others, but they are not revered.
I wasn't even thinking about All Eyes on Me, but I immediately thought Ready to Die.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm going into it, I'm stressed, and remember I had said, listen, I wasn't going to be, who was I shading last week? And I said I wasn't going to be available for that because Lil Wayne. I said I wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to be available for that because I'd been listening to J. Cole. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did not listen to it on the first day it came out. And that was because I pulled it up and I saw an hour and 41 minutes and I was immediately stressed.
Yep.
I was immediately stressed. I was like, if it would have said an hour and 4 minutes, I would have turned it on in that moment. But I was immediately stressed. I do understand that a double disc means more music, which means a lengthier album. I totally understand that. I'm not confused about that. There's no confusion there. I just, wow. I was like, okay, all right. This is going to be a lot of music to sort through. And y'all got to understand, we're not only listening as fans, but we're also listening as people who have to sit here and critique.
Yep.
So doubly overwhelming because one, I'm a fan and I want to like it. So there's that.
There's that.
And I have told y'all multiple times that I really try to go into these albums with no expectations. And then on the other side of it, it's like, okay, I gotta really listen. I gotta listen to what he's saying. I gotta listen to the beats. I gotta see, I gotta be able to listen to musically. Does this make sense to me? And is this
Right.
good?
Right.
So I turned it on, and I will say I liked the way it started. Did you like the way it started? Let's start there, because I know you have opinions about the full project, but when it started, what did you? Okay, when I say I like the way it started, the intro I was confused. I wasn't sure that I pressed play on J. Cole.
So I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this a Bruce Springsteen album? Because I don't know what's happening right now.
But then as I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay, it's making references to North Carolina, so I
Yeah.
got it.
Fine. I was like, all right, not the super hot fire intro I was expecting.
Right. So when I say I think it started
Which is
well,
my fault. Because where you, and I said this last week, but just to reiterate, where
mhm,
you keep saying you have no expectations, I
you
have
had
super
high
high
expectations.
expectations.
And
Because
this
J.
and
Cole is somebody I'm a huge fan of. One. Number
mhm,
two, J. Cole is one of the best artists out. No disputing that.
sure,
He's
yeah.
a phenomenal
Mhm,
artist, a phenomenal MC. So and he has had great albums before. So for
mhm,
me, the bar is up here. Because you
yeah.
also, and this is a part that's gonna come up again,
Mhm.
Jermaine Cole. Well, he gave us his middle name too now on one
Lamar.
of the tracks. Lamar, thank you. Jermaine Lamar Cole, for 10 years, has told his fans that the fall off is coming. It's going to be the best shit ever, and you better brace yourself. So that's what we've been waiting for. We have been waiting for the best shit ever, and we have braced ourselves.
Even LMA has been waiting on this album.
Even LMA. Okay?
Who we need to review as well. But
We'll get to it.
yeah.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, I hear you and I understand that, and yeah, I have in the last, I'd say, year or so, I've decided I'm not going into it with expectations, because even for people I like, because I just feel like there's been too much disappointment, especially since we've started podcasting about music,
Yeah.
which has been several years now. So it makes it harder,
Yeah.
because I can't just, all right, I listened to it. Okay, maybe that person just had an off day. Now I'm like actively really trying to understand and hear and give compliments where I can and give critiques where I can. Sometimes it's challenging. So I just stopped with the expectations. But what I will say is, when I say strong start, I don't mean that first track. I
I
mean
mean,
when
the
you
first.
actually hear J. Cole start.
Okay.
I thought that was good. I mean,
2-6.
the intro was fine. Like I don't have I'm not upset about the intro. I
Mm-hmm.
just, I feel like once I
2-6, which
heard
is the
him,
real intro.
it was the real intro. Yeah, it
Yeah.
took us a minute to get to that, and I guess that's the critique, right? Maybe it shouldn't have taken that long. But like my favorite intro of all time is the Dynasty intro.
That's
I
it.
don't. So
That's it.
no, that intro wasn't gonna do it for me.
No.
But when J. Cole came in, I was like, all right, he's here. He showed up.
Right.
He didn't sound like he was phoning it in. I know we were talking the other day about him possibly phoning in the mixtape. But I didn't feel like he was phoning it in. I felt like he was primed and ready to go at that point.
The raps on this album are J. Cole level raps. He's rapping his ass off when it's time to rap.
Yeah.
His pen is sharp. His pen is working well. That
Mm-hmm.
part is clear.
Oh yeah. Immediate
No
quotables.
disputing
People
that.
were quoting him hours, mere hours after this came out. I mean, yeah, that's solid for sure.
But that's about it.
That's about it. Okay, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say, well, I'm gonna let you cook, so I'm gonna start, and then you can take it away because you're gonna have way more to say about this than I am.
Sure.
I wish the album was shorter. That's the first thing, and I
Yeah.
think in curating a shorter album, I think there would be less critiques.
Mm.
For me, for me, for me, for me, I think there would be less room for critique. I prefer disc one over disc two. I
Oh, really?
felt,
Okay. All right.
yes, I felt that disc two, I didn't like the way certain things sounded. I know there was a lot of, I don't know, what are we calling them? Are they samples? Are they flips? Well, I'm not really
I
sure.
mean, there were both all throughout this album. All throughout this
Yeah,
album, there were flips and samples from the 90s and the early 2000s. All
yeah,
over
like
this album.
some of them just
All
didn't
over.
sound right to me, and it's really hard. I know a lot of people sample, a lot of people flip.
It's really
It's
hard to
really
like Future singing Usher.
yeah,
You could say it. I'm,
yeah.
I'm keeping it real today. I'm sorry.
I didn't love that. Um there were some other songs. I didn't take notes, so apologies. I mean, I'm always going to love anything with Erica Badu. I'm biased. And I think I even liked the P.D. Pablo song. But then it kind of got, oh, the Burner Boy song.
That shit pissed me off.
I liked it.
I don't want to hear Burna Boy singing Ja Cure.
I liked it.
I don't want to hear
I
that.
I actually liked that.
At that, I was really liking the song till he started singing Ja Cure, and then I said, "All right, my nigga,
Longing for
why? Why are we doing this? Why?
my baby to love me
Why?
more.
Why are we doing
What am
this?
I longing for?
I'm longing for something different."
Yeah,
There were
I
way too many samples and flips on this album.
that did.
Both this, it was like, yo, dog, what are we doing?
It's not the
And then
album I thought it
Common
was gonna
comes
be.
on,
Uh huh.
and he sampled Common to do the Common, but he didn't sample I Still Love Her, though. He sampled The Light, which pissed some people off, apparently. I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like,
Yeah, I didn't care for that, and I think that's why I say the second disc wasn't my favorite. I feel like there were a few of those where I was just like, I don't.
because the second
I
disc, it was overkill. That's why.
I feel like, let's get some new beats in here. Let's do something different. I didn't like the flips. I didn't enjoy them. Not some of them, not all of them. Um,
Did you
towards
like,
the end,
did you like J. Cole being Tupac and Biggie?
I was okay with that.
I hated it.
I was okay with that.
But why?
All right.
Why?
So you know what? This is the
No, keep
part of the
going.
show. This is the part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, where our resident music scientist comes on and he tells us all the things that were wrong with the album and all the things that were right with the album. So I am going to take my handy dandy phone, I'm going to rest it down, I'm going to put my feet up.
You see? And that's what happens when you put your feet up. You see? Good for you. Good for you.
Wait a minute.
Good for
Oh,
your ass.
ring light went out. My phone fell.
Good. Good. Good for
Oh,
you.
now the ring light's not turning back on. All right. I got my phone. I got my feet up. I got my pillow back here. I'm just gonna hang back. Oh, it's getting hot in here. I'm gonna zip this down a little bit so I can get some more air. And I am going to let you cook. Go ahead. Tell us
Why?
everything
We were
you
having a
thought.
good time ping-ponging. Why
No,
why is
I
the
like
game
the ping.
ping pong over?
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna not talk to you, but I want you to start because I know you have a lot to say. And we're already
As a
45
fan,
minutes in.
we are 45 minutes in. As a fan of J. Cole, I'm
Mm-hmm.
highly disappointed.
Really?
For 10 years, you have hyped this album up. For 10 years, every time it is mentioned, you have told us the fall off will be the best shit ever. This is not the best shit ever. This is not. So as a fan, I'm very disappointed. Next on the list is, you gave us 27 explainers. This is hyperbole. It was not literally 27. We don't need explainers. Bad Bunny was super hot fire. We didn't need an explainer for it. It was just super hot fire. We didn't need 12 paragraphs about what this album was and the journey and the mindset. And we didn't need it. If it's really good, it's just really good. But this was not really good.
But do you think that you can calling it explainers? Do you think it's that he's trying to explain?
You don't need to explain
his choices. Do you think that do you think that the goal is for him to explain his choices, or do you think that it's just he's just being? Do you think that this is his? Well, I'll say what I think. This seems like him trying to engage, and not just put out an album and drop it like a hot potato and then let everybody have a reaction to it. He seems to be trying to be intentional about interacting with the public right now.
Then go do an interview. Go sit down with Angie Martinez and talk to Angie Martinez. So we can see somebody ask you some real ass questions. Because niggas got questions.
He even set up his message board. He did all of that. I feel like he's trying to connect.
Connect with some other producers.
All right.
Because J. Cole made most of these beats. Like when he first started. Connect with some other producers. Give us some bangers. And show us what you said you was going to show us for 10 years. As a fan, I'm highly disappointed. Okay. That's number one. This was not what you told us it was going to be for the last 10 years. And I think you knew that, which is why you gave us all of these explainers. Mm-hmm. This was an ode to hip hop. This was a letter to your city. This was a lot of things. And some of those things were beautiful. I'm gonna be very real. Ooh. Some of those things were beautiful. But they were not what you've been telling us for the last 10 years. And I'm gonna take it a step further as a fan. On this project, you're calling yourself the GOAT. This is not the GOAT last album. You've been calling yourself the GOAT for a while. You don't want to be part of top 3. You are top 3. It keeps changing. Whatever. No problem. Uh-huh. But the nigga who's the best, this ain't the last album of the nigga who's the best. Because did you hear GNX? Did you hear Drake's last project? Like, I just want to know, were you listening to your competitors? Because your competitors were putting things out at a high clip. Whether I think so or not, that's the public consensus. What you doing, nigga? Because Wale's album was better than this. And Wale is not part of the top 3 according to y'all. Wale is not the GOAT according to y'all. Wale is category B according to y'all. Wale's last album is better than this. So I'm really confused as a fan. So what we doing here? This ain't the super hot fire you told us was coming for the last 10 years. And I know that the J. Cole stans are going to see this and kill me. Let me beat y'all to it. Fuck y'all. Because y'all are just stans.
Wait a minute.
No, because here's the problem with any stan. The problem with any stan is they have what's called blind loyalty. So everything is the best shit ever. It don't matter what nobody else thinks because you're part of the hive, you're a stan, and it's the best shit ever. This happens for all the big artists. Whether that's Beyonce, Rihanna, J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, the list goes on. It's the best shit ever every time they drop, and they don't use their brain at all. It's just, oh my God, it's so good. Oh, it's the best. No, it's not. It's not the best. Stop.
What are J. Cole stans called?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Are they called the Jermaines?
I don't know, and I don't care. I have no idea. But those people.
Cold World? Citizens of Cold World.
Those people, I don't give a fuck about what you're going to say in the comments. Okay. You can kiss my black ass. That's the message for y'all. Now, anybody who's here to critique, anybody who's here to have real conversations, we can have those. The beats on this project were not amazing. There's not really bangers
Yeah,
on
they were
this
fine.
project. It's really hard to say the top 5 bangers on this project. What's going to be the platinum hit single? There won't be one. The lady joints were probably some of the best lady joints J. Cole has written. The songwriting is better on disc 2 than on disc 1, in my opinion. But the problem is the songwriting in disc 2, disc 39, quote unquote, is tainted by all the sample flips and redos and remixes. And I get it. He was trying to pay homage to all of the people on the wall. I get it. There was some Nas in there, some Lupe in there, some Petey Pablo in there, some Juvenile in there. All the people that were on the wall, this was a way to pay homage to both them and hip-hop. And that part was absolutely beautiful. But we still have to be able to take that, and it still has to be delivered in a palatable way. I don't want to hear J. Cole sampling Marvin Sapp, Jennifer
Oh, that
Lopez.
was my least favorite song on the album.
Jennifer Lopez, and a viral TikTok video all in one song. Dude, what are we doing?
The Marvin Sapp. That is my least favorite song on the album.
I don't want to hear that. Okay, now let me say something as somebody who is an artist as well. This is a concept album. As a person who creates concept projects all the time, I'm here to let you know that concept projects are not easy to make. It's really easy to make an album that's 10 to 15 tracks of random shit. It's much easier to make 10 to 15 songs that don't really have any rhyme or reason. They just songs that became a body of work. It's easy to record 40 songs, or easier is what I'm trying to say. It's easier to record 40 songs and say, we're just going to pick the best 10 to 15. Way easier than saying, I'm going to create a concept and deliver the concept in a palatable way. This is not an easy task. Okay? There are people like Schoolboy Q who knock them shits out the park. Schoolboy Q is great at concept projects, and there are others. And I think really it's just Schoolboy Q. I'm going to be honest. There are others who have done well, they've done okay, but really Schoolboy Q is the bar for concept albums. And some could say Lupe too. That depends on perspective. Lupe Fiasco started off with concept albums, and people loved them, and then he kind of went his own way. But they're not easy to do, because what you have to do is think every song that you make about this topic, about this theme, about this concept, and you have to find a way to still do the shit that niggas want, whoever your fans are, still do the shit that niggas want, still do shit that's palatable while incorporating this theme. It's not easy. So the artist in me really feels bad for Jermaine Cole, because I know that this is not easy to do. No, I'm being honest here. I'm keeping it very real.
Feel bad for him.
I do feel bad because Jermaine Cole is not the greatest at concept albums. This is the second one he's done that has not really hit in the way that he intended.
Okay.
For Your Eyes Only was a concept album, and people hated it. I don't hate it, but people hated it.
You just hate this one.
I don't know. My problem is you said this was the last one, and this should not be what your last album sounds like. Which we're gonna go back to that in a minute. Well, we're gonna get back to that in a minute. But then that creates more problems, right? If you backpedaled, which your Apple Music description for this album insinuates, then which we'll get back to, then that creates more problems. But let me just finish addressing this. I truly feel bad for Jermaine Cole, because I understand how hard it is to create a concept album, and really, this album is 2 concept albums. Really, the first disc is the concept of the 29-year-old who's the man and came back home and had to deal with a lot of things as the man at 29 in his city. That's one concept. Then the next concept was, I'm back at 39, and I'm way more the man than before. But also, my whole life has changed in crazy ways because I'm the man and because I'm older. 2 totally different concept albums merged into one. He gave himself a damn near impossible task.
Yeah.
And that is why I feel bad for Jermaine Cole, because concept albums are already hard enough. And he made it more difficult for himself. Now, there are people saying, this was not the album we wanted. This was the album J. Cole wanted. And hey, I'm happy Jermaine Cole is happy. Truly, I am. No sarcasm. If J. Cole is happy with this, then I'm happy for him. But it's hard to sit through this project. Whether you love it or you hate it, it's not an easy project to get through. The beats are not amazing. The songwriting is really weird on this project. I don't think this was his best output. Does that mean it sucks? No. He's still writing way better than a lot of people in the field. I think this one was not for me. There was a lot of singing. It was a lot of auto tunes.
Oh,
There
he
was a
was
lot of
crooning.
he was what?
I said he was crooning.
Yeah, this one wasn't really for me. There's very few
Hmm.
songs on this one that I really get jiggy with. This too was really where I was like, okay, this is the J. Cole I'm looking for.
Hmm.
But, and this is the J. Cole I could kind of relate to as somebody who's 39 currently.
Hmm.
But then all the sample flips and the remixes, they were just really hard to keep going through. Like when it got to Common, I had to pause it because as an MC, as a person who writes songs, I was annoyed as fuck. I was like, all right, my nigga, are you gonna do something here that does not include paying homage to somebody else?
Yeah. And you know what? Now that you're talking about it, maybe what I need to do is listen to them separately, like not listen to them both in one sitting, because I felt like my fatigue set in once I got to disc 2.
Mhm.
So now I don't know that I have a good enough appreciation of disc 2, just because by the time you get to it, it's like, okay. And then I mean, we get to Marvin Sapp, and I'm like, the fatigue is fully in me now, and I'm just like, okay. So I hear what you're saying, and I totally see why you say that. But yeah, I just think it was, by the time we got there, it was just like, oh my gosh, there's more. And then the more wasn't my favorite. Like, the sound, I think, was just not, it wasn't doing it for me, because to your point from earlier, the words are there, the flow is there, like he's
Yeah,
doing his thing. It's not to say that it's not skillful, it's not well
very skillful.
done, right? Like,
Multiple flows, lots of
yeah,
storytelling, which
he's
ends up being a critique, honestly. But
he
continue.
sounds he sounds great. I don't have any complaints about that. But yeah, it was the flips and the samples and all of that by the time I got to this too, I was like, all right, this might be a bit much for me. And I'm someone who loves a sample, as a child of the, the bad boy era.
Right.
I mean,
But it was
you know,
overkill, just like the stories. How many stories we got? Almost every song was a story at one point. It's like,
I
all
mean,
right, bro, are you gonna rap at any point without telling a story? Like,
yeah, but like you said, it's a concept album, and I think he tried to deliver on the concept. And
yeah,
sometimes that in itself, just doing a concept album, can be a niche thing to do. So I could
this was
understand.
niche.
Yeah,
That
I
was
could
the point.
understand
That
why
was the point.
you
This
doesn't
album was
resonate the same.
purposefully crafted in a way that this was not for mainstream hip hop. Like if you listen to that
Mm-hmm.
second disc sounds like a Little Brother album. This sounds
Mm-hmm.
like an underground hip hop album almost. Like that's the point of that second disc. The
Mm-hmm.
second disc is very clearly like I'm not really trying to do any of the shit that's going to get played anywhere. This is
Mm-hmm.
really just I'm really on some like conscious hip hop in the underground realm kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was going to be great until I just got like overkill with the stories and the samples and the remixes. It's like, dog, stop, please. And
Yeah.
now let's get to the final point. Let's wrap it up. J. Cole is already saying more songs are being released on
Yeah.
Twitter. The Apple Music description says the GOAT ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And JID already said him and J. Cole have an entire album of work done together. Here's the problem for me. For me, I'm not saying for anybody else, but for me,
Yeah.
you've been pitching this as the final album, and you're going out with a bang. This was not that, and now we learn there's more music coming. So then, what the fuck was the point?
Oh, I say this all the time. I don't. My only contribution to this part of the conversation is, duh.
But then, why call it the fall off, and why do this if it's not the last one? Because that's what has been said this whole time. For 10 years, it's been this is the last one, and I'm going out with a bang. This isn't the last one, and it wasn't a bang. So what's the point?
If I can believe that he thought so in the beginning, I can also believe that he went in, he did one thing, and then 10 years have gone by. He's changed. His perspectives on life may have changed. His perspectives on his craft and where he is professionally may have changed, and just where he stands amongst his peers has changed. And I could totally see you changing your mind. Having an idea of a concept and having an idea of walking away from something 10 years in advance, it's just not humanly possible to have the same exact idea you had 10 years ago today. You could still have the same goals, right? Like, you could still be like, well, at some point I want to retire from hip hop and I want to do this, and that. But it doesn't mean that there's no fluidity there in the way you view that, in the way you execute that, etc., etc. So, in my mind, I get having a thought when 10 years ago, when you're 29, and you're in that space, and you're in a very different place in your career and a very different place just in life. And then fast forward to now, like, as someone who is close in age to him and understands that, who I was at 29 is not who I am at 39. And there's a different level of maturity. There's a different level of life, like, experience and understanding. Totally get that maybe today he's like, maybe I'm not done. Maybe I thought that I was going to be done, but no. I think that's okay too. I even think it's okay to release said album. But I also think that if this is what you've been telling people, if this is what you've been selling them for 10 years, then I think it is okay to come out and say, I did change my mind. I don't know. You could even say, I don't know what's next, but I'm in a different headspace. I think he's trying to say that, but I think he's trying not to be held to one thing or another, which I understand, because you're a celebrity, you're high profile, you maybe want to keep certain private things private, and that's fine too. That's where we lose, I think, sometimes, because we get so invested in these people and the things they tell us and whatnot, and then they switch up on us, and now we're like, well, we deserve some sort of explanation for what you said in public that now you're keeping private. And I've said it on our podcast about various things. I do believe that when people tell you things in public and then all of a sudden they make it private, I know a lot of y'all like to say, oh, nobody's owed anything, and I hear you, but at the same time, if you view this as transactional, then you have to take some responsibility for that, even if you decide you're not going to say it.
Right.
He as the artist who was telling people that this is how it's going to be, it's his prerogative to change his mind, but he also has to know that people are going to have questions. People are going to want to know what is happening, because it is a bit of a jump scare where now you're like, okay, everybody was waiting for it to come out, and then now it's coming out, but now it's like, is this the last of J. Cole that we're getting? Is this the end? And now we have to treat it as such, or what?
Right.
He hasn't really he's being vague about that. But as soon as he said he had intentions, that line, I didn't even need to read the whole thing to know that he had changed his mind, which is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. You're viewing this as what he said. I mean, a year ago he was saying it was his last album. 2 years ago he was saying it was his.
That's my point.
Before we even started
And this is
Weeknights,
not
and
the
just
10
before
out
we
of 10
started
we were
Weeknights, we
promised.
talked
This is
about it.
more like a 7.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were promised. We were pitched a 10 out of 10 banger, and I'm out. And this is a 7, and you're not out. It's like I don't really know what's happening here. I've been bamboozled.
I'm happy we got a new J. Cole album. And I think that I would like to sit with it more.
I mean, I heard it 3 times. I don't need to sit anymore.
I heard it like 2.5. And I think I would like to sit with it more because I don't know. It was just a crazy weekend, and it's hard sometimes to give a reaction quickly. And then because then there's certain albums, and we've talked about this before, where there's certain albums where I'm like, I think I want to go back and listen to that again. Like maybe take a break. Okay. Take a break from it. And then go back to it next week or next month or something like that. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes I go back to it and I'm like, okay, fresh ears, I'm hearing it differently now, you know? And this is one that I will do that with, especially because now I think that I need to listen to the 2 different discs separately. I don't want to listen to them together. I've done that.
He shouldn't have released them together.
I agree with you. But since he did, I'm like, now I just want to listen to disc 2 by itself. Start from the beginning to the end, listen to it a couple times, and then, you know, and then think about that. Put that into perspective, because I feel like I didn't give it the fair shake that it deserved.
Got it.
Yeah. You know, and I'm also not the music scientist, so.
Me either. I'm just a guy.
You're Nas.
I'm not Nas. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We will see you tomorrow. Maybe, probably, likely. We'll see.
Maybe.
Because I feel like every time we say we see you tomorrow, something happens. We don't see you tomorrow.
I was like, is there something on the schedule I did not see?
You'd be like, we'll definitely be back on Monday. And we don't come on Monday. Like,
you're right. Sometimes.
Like, we'll absolutely be here tomorrow. No pod tomorrow. So, you know. Okay. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, you know.
Fair enough. All right.
Adios.
Bye.